Hi, everybody. It's Linda G. I'm coming to you from Northern California, and it is windy. Probably in the 70s, but windy. I want to thank you guys for all the prayers you've done for me because of those nosebleeds. No more nosebleeds right now. I did go to have an appointment this morning. So far, I'm doing good. Thank goodness. My cousin Sue was septic. She was real sick. And she had to be on IV antibiotics, and her sister-in-law died from being septic from a UTI. So ladies, especially as you get older, I'm surprised because, I have UTIs, but I always know when I have an infection because I get dysuria and stuff like that. So anyway, keep an eye on yourself. And cousin Sue is home and she's doing good. And she thanks everybody. Cousin Jim, who died for 45 minutes. He's hanging in there. God love him. Okay, so let me just tell you this real quick, okay? And then we'll get into your questions. Last night, now I'm not supposed to be bending over. In fact, the last nosebleed I had was Tuesday. And it was because I bent over. I'm not supposed to be lifting anything heavy. So I'm doing the laundry, and I'm not very good with, I just throw everything in the wash. And my wash, it's an LG. And I've had it, I thought it was 7 years, it's actually 8 years. And it hangs, it did the job. I could wash comforters and everything in it. And let me tell you what, it started giving off a code, LE. So I looked on YouTube. That's why I'm so grateful for YouTube. LG with the code LE, and it said, it's something with the drum, turn the power off to it, which I found the power thing, which is a big deal for me, and turned it back on, reset it. And it did kind of get through I pulled out a lot of the wash because it was too heavy. I did sort of get it to complete, but the water was still kind of in it, was soaking wet. So below there's a hose, I think I did 3 or 4 buckets of water. And then I was able to rinse all the towels that way, slowly but surely, and then put them in the dryer. So, but long story short, so in the desperation, because I can't live without a wash machine, my son comes here to do his laundry. And I thought, well, I'll get the people that I get, they're very reasonable. They fix my refrigerator, they're very good. And I called them last night and I said, I know it's nighttime, but call me as soon as you get this message. My wash machine don't work. And then I went to Costco and I kind of checked out. They had a 5.8, which I don't know what that means. A 5.8, which is bigger than the one I have now, a little bigger, really heavy duty standard. And I got it. I went ahead and bought it. So my new wash machine will be here Saturday. And they take the old one out. I said, and they called me the place. And I said, you know what? I ordered a new one. I'm not going to mess with it. Because that thing was making noise. I know you guys aren't interested in hearing this. I don't know why I'm telling you. But picking up that heavy whites, because very heavy when it's wet, I just was crossing my fingers that I wouldn't start squirting from my nose again. Anyway, so that happened. But I got a new wash machine. Put it on my Costco card so I can get the points. Okay, so you guys sent me a lot of messages. Now listen, there's a guy called Jack something on Threads. I think he's on Twitter too. Anyway, he started talking about, even if Trump was to die today, mark my words, there's a lot of people behind them that are ready to take over this government and all this. And I said, you know what? Respectfully, this is the kind of talk that we don't need. We don't need this fear-based, listen, they won't have anything. They won't have their hillbillies and the boondocks standing there with anyone else. They love Trump, okay? So, but I said, please note, there's not millions standing out there in New York when he's on trial. He begged for them to come and they don't come. Please take that in consideration before you start coming up with all this stuff. It's not good to be fear-based. There's more good people than there are bad. Trust me. It's gonna surprise you. I don't know why they keep wanting to fear-base us. So please know, I mean, I am so positive he's not going to win. I can't even begin to tell you I'm comfortable in my own energy, knowing I was even more nervous the last time. I didn't want to tell you guys I was nervous, but the guides were so specific, you know, people will be dancing in the streets. And I just think a lot of stuff is happening. Now, I want to tell you about this trial going on. Don't be jumping. In fact, probably don't even watch it, because I notice a lot of people are jumping to conclusions. So yeah, I can see how they're going to try to blame Michael Cohen, but they got a lot of evidence. Trust me, he wouldn't bring this to trial if he didn't have the slam dunk. Okay. That's why I'm pretty 100% sure, not pretty. Let's just throw that Trump will be found guilty. Will Trump be found guilty? I'm using my Morgan Greer. In this trial in Manhattan. Somebody said, oh yeah, he really gave a weird look to Lawrence O'Donnell. So I'll be curious what Lawrence has said tonight. Lawrence probably didn't care. Tell me about, and did you see that Kirsty Nome or whatever her name is that killed her poor little puppy? Now she's saying the puppy attacked the chickens and attacked her children. Somehow it's like that woman that claimed that Biden had assaulted her. Remember, it started off just being too close, holding her, and then next thing you know, he was physically assaulting her. That's her. She's just making it up as she goes along. These people are going to be, remember the red wave? These people are going to be so surprised, because they're really, Louisiana just now is trying to pass through the House criminal charges on a woman that gets the abortion pill by mail. Criminal charges, okay? Nope. I don't know why they think this is going to help them. They can't go back into the old days. They can't do that. They're so desperate to hold on to being able to demote women. Okay, so tell me what's going to happen with it. He's miserable. It's going to happen to a nice guy. You know, the money's not coming in. I see him being upset by that. He keeps asking for money. The money's not coming in. People are kind of tapped out. They're tired of it. They're tapped out. So I saw the jurors, and I see those attorney jurors giving them a kind of an outline of how to look at this case. Yeah, look at this. Will Trump be found guilty? Yes, and his health really goes downhill after that. Did you guys look at, somebody may have faked it on his face, that pillow guy? He looked like death wore him over. There was big black marks under his eyes. Somebody might have messed with his picture, but he wasn't smiling in the picture. That poor pillow guy. I mean, he so believed in Trump, and he used every last dime he had. And what a waste, you know. And you know, I bet you he doesn't even get invited to anything with Trump anymore. Trump could care less. So, look at this, you guys. My card readers, look at this. The public, the organization, the justice system is very happy with the outcome. Let me tell you, they're bringing it all. They're bringing it all. So while we overemphasize and we're looking at it, that Katie tour, I was driving actually, because I don't watch her. She's on, I go to CNN. But I heard her saying, sort of, well, you know, they really don't have this. So that this trial is not even in the middle of what's going to happen. Let me tell you something. Don't worry about it, okay, you guys? Okay, so also, let's see what else you guys wanted to know. Thank you guys for the questions. When Trump is convicted, this is from Kimberly, will Laura lose her job? No, because they're still going to run him as convicted. Not right away. She said, oh, we're going to have people that'll go into all these polling places. It's going to be, you know, like Armageddon. Really? Like the Armageddon with all the people showing up for his trial? You mean all those millions of people? No, people aren't going to be breaking the law for her. They're not. It's not going to be as serious as it was in 2020. When those people came and they were looking at this and they were showing their butt and the fake people that they signed in to give to say that Trump had won, they were really running thinking that he had won. They thought they got ripped off. But while everybody else is sort of waking up and saying, you know, I don't know, they never presented any evidence. He's the only one that says, yeah, I got stolen in his family. But most people are like, yeah, well, you know, I'm not going to risk going to jail over something fake. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So will Laura Trump lose her job? She will eventually. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the picture that I got. I got the picture. Well, he's definitely going to be found guilty on this. And I almost feel like the January 6th thing is going to be popping. So I don't know if the Supreme Court sends it back, which is doing us a favor, because then this judge can say, okay, we won't have a jury, but I'll tell you what, bring in all your evidence so we can see what's qualifies for immunity. And it's going to be a cluster. You know what? It's going to be crazy, you guys. It's just one thing after the other. Andre had said that too. Remember, I think he said beginning in May, it's bad. It's really bad. And he's just not going to be able to get over things anymore. And you see how bad he looks in court. I love it, you guys. I absolutely love it. So I got a question about Biden increasing the number on SCOTUS, packing the court, so to speak. I know AOC has put in a thing to impeach Thomas. Oh, hold on one second. I had the TV on. I went to feed my son and then I had turned it just the volume on to see what was up. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you that my hit on SCOTUS is if and when Biden decides to add more, it would be more in the next administration. I don't think Kamala would have any problem with it, but I do see Thomas leaving first. So Thomas is going to go, and there's someone, might even be Kavanaugh. It could be something where Senator White, what's his name? Is it White House or Senator? Yeah, he's going to put him up on where the hell did you get the money charges, that kind of thing. There will be total changes to the Supreme Court. So I just want you to know that this too shall pass. As far as getting 9 in, which they should, that won't happen at least for 2 years. But I saw that. Okay. All right. It's not going to be crazy because they decide, no, they're not going to give Trump total immunity, but they're showing their rears already. Okay, so, what happens next with Marjorie Taylor Greene's motion to vacate? Will Democrats block Johnson's ousting? Yes, they will. Of course, it's going to go bad for Johnson because then they'll consider him a Democrat. Will a Republican House member resign? I see more House members resigning, and I'm telling you, Hakeem Jeffries is coming in. It might even be Johnson says, I'm stepping down, I'm done. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but I feel Hakeem will probably be speaker before it formally turns into him supposed to be speaker. Which he was going to be speaker come the next administration. I feel it'll happen before. Marjorie Taylor Greene's in trouble, girl. I could feel the energy coming on her. That's why she's going so cray-cray. She's got Russia in her pocket. I don't know who's dealing with, but there's some kind of money coming towards her because of Russia. Things are going to be found out about her. Well, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and I talked about this before, be held accountable for the scandal using government funds. Absolutely. And she's already up on criminal charges. Now, I don't know if she manages to stifle it before she goes, but she already is up. So she's in trouble. She's in trouble, girl. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein is going to be retried after his last conviction. He ain't walking out like, do you remember when Bill Cosby got to walk out of jail because some sort of agreement that they forgot to bring up came in, and he walked out of there and he was acting like, I'm going to get back on the road. I'm going to be performing in Vegas. And then we heard nothing about him. That's because nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. I didn't know I had a flashlight over here. That's a good size flashlight. Shoot. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. Okay, so President Biden is going to codify Roe versus Wade. I can pretty much guarantee it because somebody just asked, will there be another huge women's march? I see women coming out in droves marching the street, actually happy like they did about when Biden won and they came out in the streets. Remember I told you? Hell to the yeah. Okay, so I don't want you to worry, okay? Who is fueling the college protesting? A lot of it's Russian insiders. There's a lot, it's just like Black Lives Matter. There were some people who were fueling the flames. I just read a woman this morning that works at Brown University, and she said they came to an agreement. The students and everybody worked hard, and they came to an agreement. They sat at the table. So I see a lot of good news with agreements coming on with the colleges. I do see Netanyahu. Let me look at him again because I'm seeing he's blowing it. He's still talking about going into that one place. And I've told you that I see Biden begging him. I see Blinken begging him, don't do this. And he's going to do it anyway. They want to get rid of Hamas, but what they're doing is they're killing the innocents in the meantime, because they're hiding behind the innocent people. And I told you guys before, I don't think there's much in the way of kidnapped people. I'm almost feeling either they've died in the bombings or they weren't killed by Hamas. I feel like Hamas wasn't able to feed them or tend to their wounds, something like that. So tell me about Netanyahu. I know we go over this a lot, but something's getting ready to happen. I don't see Iran sitting down talking about bombing Israel again. Because that last hit that Israel did, Iran is acting like, a bee sting. Okay, tell me what I need to know. What did I tell you? The tower going to blow everything out of the water. Here he is expecting money, but he walks with the demon. He's not a very good man, you guys. This isn't anything against the Jewish religion. This is against a man who's acting like a king and just poo-pooing what should be done, working with others and stopping the children dying. He's not doing that. Well, look at this. The magic card. Some sort of agreement might even be because of a woman. Look at this. Success at the precipice, military action, but some sort of success, something good will happen. I think he's leaving. I see him being surprised about how fast he has to go. 1 minute he's here and the next minute he's gone. And the other thing is, I just saw Ukraine doing really well. By the way, I don't see Zelensky after they win the war and we start using Russia's money to rebuild Ukraine. I see Zelensky stepping down. I see him saying the job's done. And now it's time for you guys to take care of yourself. He's exhausted. He's exhausted, but let me tell you, Russia was upset. Did you see that people in Russia are burning fake bodies of Trump? I don't know what that's about, but anyway, they feel he didn't take care of business. Okay. Can you ask again how the Ohio Senate races will go? Can we get rid of Jim Jordan? Can we keep Sherrod Brown? Sherrod Brown is definitely staying. But let's look at Jim Jordan. Sherrod Brown, I can tell you, he's running against the maggot. The maggot won't win. Jim Jordan. Every time we think Jim Jordan's going to lose, he wins. It's almost like it's underhanded. Give me the truth, the whole truth. If he wins again, that's fine. But you know what? Even if he wins again, like I told you, Marjorie Taylor Greene will probably win again. But she's in trouble, girl. She's in trouble because of what Jack has got for her. And Jim Jordan's in trouble too. That's why they want maggot to get in there, because they need to be remedied for this. They all asked for damn bug. Shoot, trying to take over my cards. I got news for you. Okay, so here we go. Will he win? Yeah, he'll win. Look at this. He'll win. He works hard at it, but he's got trouble. So what's the outcome for Jim Jordan? They were like a clown show trying to come up with ways to hurt Hunter and to hurt the president. It was just a clown show. What's the outcome for Jim Jordan and his Congress detail? What's the outcome? It's not what he thinks. See, when Biden loses, when Trump loses, it's going to change the whole makeup of all of them. They almost might even step down on their own because they know they're in trouble. Nobody on their side. The majority take the Senate. The Democrats take the Senate. They take the Congress. Yeah, he's going to be in trouble. He's going to be in big trouble. And he did it to himself. He did it to himself. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I just sent this to my cousin, so he loved it. I get really upset by people who use the wrong word. And I don't have the humidity, not humility. I don't have the humidity to admit it. Everybody loves it. Okay, where were we? Sorry, I got lost in space. Lost in spaces. Jordan's in trouble. I don't know why I know this. Jordan's in trouble. Okay, so where else were we going? Let's go down. Deb says, between the college protests and Cheeto's interview with Time Magazine wasn't good to him. He was thanking Time Magazine. He was dying to be. He did fake covers to act like he was on the cover. But don't even worry. Don't, just like, like I told that guy on Threads, Jack Hopkins, I think is his name. I said, get out of the fear. Look at the facts, you guys. Look at the fact that there's not thousands of people down there protesting about him being in a courthouse. He never did get thousands. After January 6th, that was pretty much his golden ticket. It's over. And they act like we've got the backing of all these people, and by God, yeah, he called for the insurrection and he had a lot of people show up ready to hurt others. But that was the end of it. Yeah, people were sending him money and he thinks he's got real high on he thinks he's going to win. He's not. I'd love to know who's doing it. I can't wait till these MSNBC and everybody starts eating their words. I can't wait till they say, you know what, it's fun. Yeah, we could have sworn, just like they did with Hillary. Hillary lost to him. So I want you to remember that. Look at the facts. Look at the fact that there's no people running around waving their flags. Lawrence O'Donnell went down there one day. I think there was 3 people. And then another time there was 1 person. So, he doesn't have the crowds. He'd love the crowds, but he doesn't have them. And the other thing is, I want you to remember when they come out with a CNN, think about this. When they come out with a CNN poll that shows Trump 9 points ahead, yet 70 to 80% of Americans are against the reversal of Roe versus Wade. How do you get that? And don't forget, a good chunk of the people that was going to vote for Haley aren't going to vote for him. They may not vote for Biden either, but they're not going to vote for Trump. And that's a good chunk that he needs. So don't worry, you guys. I don't know how often I can say it. Please just shut that TV off and don't. Look at the facts. Look at the fact that America is sick and tired of the way they're treating women. Look at the women, how powerful they are. And look at that when he's showing up for these court hearings, nobody shows up. Somebody yelled at him. He was leaving New York. One person yelled, Mr. President. And he couldn't wave fast enough because he was so happy somebody showed up. So, kind of like me. I'm just so happy somebody shows up. So anyway, the protesting is going to die. I don't know why Brown University has a really great administration and students, but I see them working. And the lobbyists, Sandy said, when is lobbyists going to be outlawed? I got a bone to pick with President Obama. He swore when he was going into office that he was going to get rid of this lobbying. He was very, very up on that. Biden didn't promise it as much as he did. And I'd like to know what happened. I think they're so powerful that Obama couldn't get enough to get in there and get rid of them. Let's say Trump decided he don't like lobbyists, but he likes lobbyists because he likes to get paid. Trump would, if he said no more lobbyists, it would happen. So, poor President Obama, he got hit from that McConnell. He should have been able to pick a new Supreme Court, and McConnell tried to pull some new rules and then change the rules when Ginsburg died. It was downright ugly, but don't worry, what goes around comes around. So we're gonna get the higher end. Oh, okay, so here we go. AOC is really going forward, you guys. Somebody said, do you see AOC moving up? Yes, I do. She's a hard worker, and I think she really loves this country and will do a lot of things for the younger people. She represents the younger. These days of Biden, even Kamala, going along, that's about ready to go. Then we're going to start getting the young people in there. I haven't talked about Princess Catherine. How's she doing? How's Princess Catherine doing? She feels sick. She doesn't want to be seen in public. I don't know if she's losing hair or what. I feel like she looks bad. Boy, I tell you, that pillow guy looked like he had cancer. He looked horrible. Sometimes you can't help but feel sorry for other people because they do it to themselves. You hate to see it. And he was so in love. He kissed the ring. He thought, oh, Trump is the one. And Trump really enjoyed him spending all that money. And at the end of the day, would Trump even give him a roof over his head? Nope. I think he's just as shocked. This is between us. But I think he's just as shocked about what he's not getting from Trump. Almost like he's being looked down upon because he tried so hard to prove that the thing was rigged. It wasn't rigged. But they, honest to God, believed the story. Trump was the one that knew it wasn't rigged. But they, honest to God, believe it. Well, Trump actually believed there's no way he could have lost. But they paid how much? 300, 600,000 for somebody to look into this, and they came back saying, it wasn't rigged. Then they, got rid of them and didn't use them. Tell us about Princess Catherine. God bless her, sweet energy. Yeah, she's hanging in there, you guys. She's gaining strength. She's being strong. She's in the realm of God. She's praying a lot. Her family is around her. She's enjoying her family. I see a woman around her. That might be her mother. Look at some good news. Some good news coming. 4 weeks, 4 months. But she is struggling, you guys. She is struggling. But she's going to hang in there right now. So I don't want you to worry. Okay. No, Mike Johnson will not be voted out. Mohawk asked that question. No, Mike Johnson won't be voted out. But I do see Mike Johnson might even step down the road. Because it's so awful with her. Oh, did you see that Lauren Boebert showed up at one of those college things and then try to rip down the Palestine flag? And they were yelling, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And you know what she said? They were being disrespectful. Oh, really? We've got film of you being disrespectful in public in front of a lot of people. That's just like Marjorie Taylor Greene when she was up there with the gavel. We will have decorum in the house, and everybody busted out laughing. People were rolling. I loved it. I've been running to the toilet because I was going to pee my pants. I'd be laughing so hard. Yeah, and the DeSatan thing with Trump me hooking up with DeSatan, that was about money. He needs him to give him some cash. Stephen Miller is like a black snake in the background. Oh, he'll come out in full force if Trump wins, but Trump's not going to win. I think the Trump cases to date, Starr said, to date, how do you feel the Trump cases are going? I think they're going good, and I think they make him look really bad. Okay, and he can talk up a yin yang, and it's not going to make. Even if that judge gives him jail time or not, doesn't matter. He's going down. Yes, Sandy says, I need to hear it again. Well, the Dems win the House and the Senate. And let me tell you why they're going to win is because like this Louisiana thing, like this Arizona thing, telling women you're going to be arrested if you order birth control pills or abortion pills. Hell to the no. Okay. And after the Florida thing's not going to happen until, oh, I can't wait, because Jack Smith's going to be so happy when Biden wins again. It's like, good. And they're back in on it. And I see him getting rid of her. Because what is she holding on for? She's not going to be a justice because he lost. Oh, and the other two that are going to be really upset is Alito and Thomas, because they were hoping to retire. But something's going to happen where Thomas has to go. And then I see actually Kavanaugh. I see Kavanaugh coming up on charges for impropriety or something. And they will change the way the Supreme Court works. And let me tell you, they even talked amongst themselves, that the ones in the Supreme Court that are ugly, they're like, yeah, we got to be careful with that immunity thing, because but then Biden can turn around and say, I demand all these certain justices gone. And if it's illegal, too bad. I love it, you guys. So I have more questions. I'll probably do another one, hopefully tomorrow, depending if I'm feeling good. And then I get my new washing machine on Saturday. I can't do no wash right now, but at least I wasn't backed up. Okay, I love you guys. So I'll be back. I'm feeling better. I was kind of dragging earlier. Look at my Jackie and my Lulu. They love me so much. They always looking at me. They're the only ones that show me affection. If I dare try to hug my kids, they're like, Mom, what? But my daughter's affectionate. My grandson too, he's a little bit stiff. Okay, love you all. Talk to you later. Cheers.